Happy Monday, y'all. This is Charlene from Lady in Waiting 222, and today is our Monday Mini Devotional. The title of this devotional is Leveling the Playing Field, and we're going to be talking about a very familiar passage. One verse I want to focus on, John chapter 8, verse 3. Let's read it. As he was speaking, the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in the act of adultery. They put her in front of the crowd. And so this is a very familiar passage about a woman who was caught in the act of adultery, and the teachers of religious law, the religious folk, brought her before Jesus to condemn her. Pretty much, but Jesus' response is very different. But I want to focus on this verse about the act and them putting her in front of the crowd. Last month I was reading a devotional, and it took me to this very familiar passage of this story. With the woman caught in the act of adultery. The author gave an interesting perspective, honestly, of this woman in John chapter 8 being treated similar to Jesus, who was also put in front of a crowd, stripped, mocked, mistreated, and despised. The only difference between the two is that Jesus was put before a crowd and he was innocent. She, on the other hand, was guilty. His response to her accusers was not only demonstrated that same day, but also as he hung on the cross. So let's see ourselves in the text for a moment, because I think sometimes it's easy for us to point the finger and, make a judgment call on something. But let's put ourselves in the text for a moment and picture ourselves in that place at the foot of the cross, in this crowd, and envision Jesus hanging on the cross. As I paused and I thought about this, I realized once again something that the Lord shared with me back in June of 2012 when I was angry with some loved ones. He reminded me at the foot of the cross, it's a level playing field. The woman caught in adultery and her accusers who brought her forward to Jesus to condemn her in front of the crowd would be standing in the same place. The woman caught in an act of adultery and her accusers, they would both be standing in the same place, right? At the foot of the cross. No one would be higher or lower than the other. It would be a level playing field. And they would both be in need of the same forgiveness at the cross. You know who else would be standing there at the cross? Myself, the murderer, the liar, the cheater, the fornicator, the thief, and every person in this entire world. We would all be in need of the same grace, mercy, and forgiveness. He hung, bled, and died for this entire world. And I should never find myself in a position where I would cast stones, although I have. When, as Isaiah said, my righteousness is as filthy rags. It's very easy to forget that we all stand in the same place. No one is greater than or less than or more of a sinner than another person, because in the Lord's eyes, we're all the same. Imagine that. The accusers, the one who brought her in front of the crowd, are the same ones that will be standing in the same place as the woman that they were bringing in front of the crowd. So it is with you and I, right? Her accusers have forgotten this fact. Many times I've forgotten this too. It's a level playing field at the foot of the cross. Help me to remove the plank from my own eye before I dare seek to point out the speck in my brother or sister's eye. And truth be told, if I have a plank in my eye, I really can't see the speck in my brother or my sister's eye, right? I have a plank in my eye. I can't really even see well. So just remember that it's a level playing field at the foot of the cross. We're all in need of the same grace, mercy, and forgiveness. And I pray that this is something that you consider this week. I pray that it's something that causes you to take a pause and find out where you are in the text. Are you the woman caught in adultery? Maybe you have not been an adulterer, even though the Bible describes it as different things other than just having sex outside of marriage with someone other than your spouse. But that's a whole nother topic. Maybe you're not the woman that's caught in adultery, but you've committed some kind of sin. We all have. Maybe you find yourself as the accusers, the ones who are bringing somebody before a crowd to condemn them. Wherever you find yourself in the text, I pray that you go to the Lord about that. And just remember, we're all in need of the same grace, mercy, and forgiveness. It's a level playing field at the foot of the cross. Y'all be blessed, take care, and I'll talk with y'all soon. Have a great week.